What is accounting anyway? Anyone who's worked in an office at some point or another has had to go to accounting. They're the people who pay and send out the bills that keep the business running. They do a lot more than that though. Sometimes referred to as bean counters, they also keep their eye on profits, costs and losses. Unless you're running your own business and acting as your own accountant, you'd have no way of knowing just how profitable or not your business is without some form of accounting. No matter what business you're in, even if all you do is balance a checkbook, that's still accounting. It's part of even a kid's life. Saving an allowance, spending it all at once, these are accounting principles. What are some other businesses where accounting is critical? Well, farmers need to follow careful accounting procedures. Many of them run their farms year to year by taking loans to plant the crops. If it's a good year, a profitable one, then they can pay off their loan. If not, they might have to carry the loan over and accrue more interest charges. Every business and every individual needs to have some kind of accounting system in their lives. Otherwise, the finances can get away from them. They don't know what they've spent, or whether they can expect a profit or a loss from their business. Staying on top of accounting, whether it's for a multi-billion-dollar business or for a personal checking account, is a necessary activity on a daily basis if you're smart. Not doing so can mean anything from a bounced check or posting a loss to a company's shareholders. Both scenarios can be equally devastating. Accounting is basically information, and this information is published periodically in business as a profit and loss statement or an income statement. Why choose a career in accounting? Accounting is a great career that offers many benefits. In fact, accounting is in high demand just like other professional careers in other industries such as healthcare and electronics. Accounting offers many job options and some great opportunities to work, such as major corporations and the government. We will go over some of the major key benefits and show you why so many people are choosing a career in accounting. One of the biggest key benefits that you can obtain from accounting is the experience you can gain from working in the accounting field. With accounting, you learn how businesses work and operate in an ever-evolving field. This is very important experience that you can gain that will not only help you in the field of accounting, but this experience will also help you know how to organize and run your own business. It is a fact that many successful business people in the world today were at one time involved in the field of accounting. The knowledge they gained from accounting helped them build their own professional establishment. Even if you eventually leave a career in accounting to pursue a career somewhere else, your experiences from accounting will still become useful and beneficial. The skills required in accounting are not high except in two areas, being analytical and computer skills. When compared to many of the different professional careers out there, almost any skill requires you to have some type of attention to detail, as well as computer technology skills. However, accounting differs from the rest in other areas. In accounting, you do not have to socialize with many people, you work in a self-pressure environment only, and you do not need a high amount of initiative. This separates accounting from many other different professions, making accounting a much easier career to develop the necessary skills to become an accountant. The best feature of a career in accounting is that anyone can learn to become an accountant. There are no specific skills or talents that cannot be learned and developed in the field of accounting. The other major benefit of a career in accounting is the great pay. In fact, in your first year of accounting you can make as much as $55,000 a year. Within 10 years or less of your career in accounting, you should be making over 6 figures. This can be obtained quicker by furthering your degree in accounting, which you can reach as high as an MBA. There are many careers that take much longer to receive accreditation for that do not allow you to earn that type of income so quickly. Along with all the other benefits of accounting, it is no surprise that accounting is a very popular field that many people are working to get into. You can see for yourself that accounting has many professional and career benefits that are appealing to anyone. From being able to work in a professional setting either for a large corporation, the government, or yourself, accounting offers some key features and benefits that cannot be found in other professional careers. The benefits of an accountancy career. There is an increase in demand for knowledgeable CPAs all over the world. When you say knowledgeable, the accountant must know how to perform various duties like bookkeeping, tax preparation, company audits, and even project management. The demand for the best CPAs in different industries is due to the updated laws, business practices, and the reliance to technology. He raised great news to those accountancy graduates who love to work with numbers and who are willing to learn the newest accounting software, and there are a lot of job opportunities out there waiting for qualified accountants. According to statistics, the accountancy field is growing at a very fast rate. Presently, there are about 1.2 million accountants in different industries including corporations, public agencies, charitable organizations, and educational institutions. This is the best time to join the accounting field. If you have earned a master's degree in accounting, the better, because you have a higher chance of landing a job. Those who have a bachelor's degree can also take advantage of the various job opportunities online or in the local papers. The licensing requirements for accountants vary from state to state. This is a very important consideration when choosing a degree program in accounting. Before you can take the exams to become a CPA, you will need a 150 hours course. By 2009, almost all the states in the US will follow the same requirements. About the salary of accountants, the lowest rate is roughly $35,000 per year, and that is for starters only. Once you are hired and you have been with a company for many years, the salary will naturally increase. Did you know that the senior accountants can earn as much as $80,000 per year on the average? That's a lot of money, right? Being an accountant has its benefits, especially in terms of salaries. It seems that accountancy graduates of today are given more job opportunities. You should be thankful because unemployment is prevalent in many areas. If you are a graduate of accountancy, it means that you have better chances of finding a good paying job as compared to graduates of other courses. If you try to analyze the business situation, accountancy is essential to the success of a business organization or company. With the growing number of business worldwide, big scale or small scale, accountants are badly needed. For those who are just going to start college, why don't you consider an accountancy course? According to statistics, the demand for knowledgeable accountants will increase in the years to come, so why not join the force? It will only take a couple of years to graduate. Make sure that you have excellent grades, so that you will have an edge when you apply for a job. It pays to study hard now because you can use the knowledge in the future. You can be one of the assets of the biggest company in the world, and now who wouldn't want that? The benefits of an accountancy career are nothing compared to other degrees in college. Although some accountants have bad reputations, most of them are still working honestly. These accountants are contributing their knowledge and skills for the betterment of the business industry. If you want to be part of them, go ahead. Just try and apply for a career in accountancy. Who knows, tomorrow you might already have a job. A career in accounting. Tips on how you can be successful. In any type of businesses, an accountant is needed. You have to consider that accounting is basically the language in business, and having enough knowledge about accountancy is essential for businessmen and women to know how their business is doing. This is why accounting professionals are very much in demand today. And a lot of certified accountants have become quite successful in their field, and some have even started their own business. The great thing about this career is that it will enable you to interact with all levels of business, and you will also learn a lot from it. So, just what does it take to become an accountant and follow this career? First of all, you need to know about the eligibility in becoming an accountant. You need to be a graduate in a 4-year bachelor's degree in accountancy or any related field. Aside from this, an accountant should be able to have good analytical and technical expertise in business systems. Good mathematical aptitude is also a must-have for accountants. And, because computers are now one of the most used medium in computing, you should also have knowledge and the operating skills of a computer. Another requirement is that you will need a bachelor's degree with a minor in another subject. This should be taken from an accredited college or university in order for you to apply for master's in accounting. You can also pursue this career if you had your course in accounting over distance learning programs or through the internet. Also, you will need an accreditation or license of certain organization, such as being a CPA should have a license by the STA or the State Board of Accountancy. Most companies also require that you should complete a number of semester hours as well as work hours, which are considered for a 4-year bachelor's degree. If you become a public accountant, you will be taken as a trainee. You will usually start your career as a junior internal auditor or as cost accountant. It is recommended that you should have a master's degree in business administration, or an MBA, because it is preferred by more companies who are looking for accountants as part of their employees. The great thing about pursuing accountancy as a career is that it presents a lot of career opportunities. For example, you can get a job as auditors or accountants in government offices or in private companies even if you do not have any license. During the course of your career, you can even get promoted to a position, such as the Chief Financial Officer position, which presents a lot more great opportunities for your career. You can also work in the legal office. You can work as an auditor, a financial officer, a budget analyst, a management accountant, and even as a tax accountant. Most companies that are looking for tax accountants will prefer accountants with legal background. Forensic accounting is another promising career for accountants. Here, you will investigate crimes, such as fraud in companies' finances. If you have a knack for teaching, you can teach a subject related to accountancy in college. This is a great career option, and many accountants feel that this job is really fulfilling. Just remember that in this profession, you have to start slow. If you are just beginning a career as an accountant, try to start as a trainee and work your way up to the career path that you want to take. Accounting or accountancy career is a very promising career that presents a lot of great opportunities. You can be sure that you will find the right career that you want if you take this type of career. Accounting principles. If everyone involved in the process of accounting followed their own system, or no system at all, there's be no way to truly tell whether a company was profitable or not. Most companies follow what are called generally accepted accounting principles, or GAAP, and there are huge tomes in libraries and bookstores devoted to just this one topic. Unless a company states otherwise, anyone reading a financial statement can make the assumption that company has used GAAP. If GAAP are not the principles used for preparing financial statements, then a business needs to make clear which other form of accounting they're used, and are bound to avoid using titles in its financial statements that could mislead the person examining it. GAAP are the gold standard for preparing financial statement. Not disclosing that it has used principles other than GAAP makes a company legally liable for any misleading or misunderstood data. These principles have been fine-tuned over decades and have effectively governed accounting methods and the financial reporting systems of businesses. Different principles have been established for different types of business entities, such for-profit and not-for-profit companies, governments, and other enterprises. GAAP are not cut and dried, however. They're guidelines and as such are often open to interpretation. Estimates have to be made at times, and they require good faith efforts towards accuracy. You've surely heard the phrase creative accounting, and this is when a company pushes the envelope a little, or a lot, to make their business look more profitable than it might actually be. This is also called massaging the numbers. This can get out of control and quickly turn into accounting fraud, which is also called cooking the books. The results of these practices can be devastating and ruin hundreds and thousands of lives, as in the cases of Enron, Rite Aid, and others. How to become a CPA. Becoming a CPA, or Certified Public Accountant, is not a simple feat. There is a lot of education and training, as well as testing that an accountant must undergo in order to become a CPA. Logically, the first step in becoming a CPA is to have a desire to go into accounting. The next step is to ensure that you have the aptitude to be a CPA, that is, you must have an aptitude for math and numbers, as well as organization. A CPA candidate should also have a good sense of moral values and business ethics. Once you have determined that you are a good candidate for an accounting career, you need to determine if becoming a CPA is the right accounting career for you. To do this, you must understand what a CPA does. A CPA can be employed individually or within a public accounting firm in tax or audit services. A CPA is, of course, a public accountant. That means that the CPA provides services on a fee basis, basically meaning that the CPA works for the public in general rather than a specific corporation or company. This can translate into variety in your CPA career. CPAs make an average of $36,625 per year as a starting salary within local firms. Within national firms, a CPA can have a starting salary of around $44,375 per year. These figures may not seem fantastic, but for starting salaries they are very competitive. A CPA can easily start out making enough money to be considered middle-class income level, which is not a bad place to start in today's society. Once you have decided that you want to become a CPA, you must attend a college or university to obtain a bachelor's degree in accounting. All states within the United States of America have a Board of Accountancy or similar department or agency that lays down the requirements for an accountant to become a certified CPA. These requirements will tell you how many credit hours of your education must be in accounting-related courses in order to become a CPA. Once you have completed your degree, the Board of Accountancy will want you to undergo testing to see if you can become a certified CPA. This testing may include ethics examinations as well as examinations to test your knowledge of generally accepted accounting principles, accounting laws, and accounting regulations for your state, as well as tax law and principles. Once you have passed all CPA examinations, some boards of accountancy may require you to provide them with references. These references should be people that can attest to your work ethic and moral character. These aspects of a CPA are very important, because CPAs have a lot of opportunity to commit fraud and embezzlement crimes. Therefore, only CPAs who have demonstrated good moral character and a sense of ethics is allowed to receive a CPA license. Once all requirements are met, your state will issue you a license to practice as a CPA. You can then take this license to any firm and apply for a position as a CPA. If you prefer, you could start your own small firm and practice as a CPA alone. For more information about becoming a CPA, you should contact your Board of Accountancy or local college or university today. Accountancy career change. There are times when you suddenly feel that there is a need to change your career path. If you are not satisfied with your present work, you have to decide the right career path to take. Life is too short, and you should be doing a work that you truly love and enjoy. There are various reasons why many individuals want to make a career change. Perhaps you find your job boring lately because of the low salary, or you have higher ambition that you want to fulfill. Well, whatever the reasons are, you can make the change in your life, and you shouldn't even fret about it. You see, nowadays, there are a lot of employment options and opportunities. You can already secure a high-paying job for as long as you qualify, and did you know that an accountancy career might be good for you? Even if you're not a graduate of an accounting degree, you can become an accountant. That's not a lie, but that can only happen if you're willing to study again. You're never too old to go to school. If you're an undergraduate or you've taken a business-related course, you can pursue your college education in accounting. Those who have taken business-related courses can easily shift to accountancy, because some of their subjects in college can be credited. They will only be taking the necessary units in order to finish the degree. Although it might take a few more years, the rewards can make your head spin. Be patient and don't hesitate to gain more knowledge. There are thousands or even millions of people out there who have decided to make a career change. If you're planning to do the same thing, it's a good feeling to know that you're not alone in your quest. But before you make that big career change, here are a few things to ponder. One, you have to ask yourself why you want to change your career. Even if you can name a lot of reasons why you want to leave your old job, that will not help in making a good decision. What you must do is to identify the aspects of accounting, if you plan to make an accountancy career change. If you think that you have the qualities of an accountant and you feel that you can be creatively and commercially expanded, go ahead. Does the thought of math figures and numbers excite you? Two, suppose the reason why you want to leave your job is the low salary. An accountancy career can give you a high salary. You see, starting salaries of accountants is usually around $35,000 per year. It increases as years go by. But you must remember that you can enjoy these salary benefits if you finished a degree in accounting. Three, get to know people who are in the accounting industry. You can conduct some research to determine the necessary skills required, how business accounting works, and many more information. Changing a career to accountancy can alter your life forever. You have to come up with a responsible and conscious decision. Once you're already in the accountancy profession, you have to work carefully and diligently. Keep yourself motivated because you will surely experience setbacks. If you can overcome these things, nothing can stop you in doing your job efficiently. Where to find certified public accountants? So, you have decided you need the assistance of certified public accountants. How do you find certified public accountants? You can go through the yellow pages, of course, and look under the heading Certified Public Accountants. Alternatively, you can do an internet search for certified public accountants. These methods, however simple they may sound, might not be effective in finding qualified certified public accountants. Looking through your local yellow pages for certified public accountants will give you hundreds of firms and individuals that are certified public accountants in your area to choose from. How do you choose one of the certified public accountants with no information other than the address and phone number? Doing an internet search for certified public accountants will give you thousands of results, many of which will not be local to your area, and many of which will be information about certified public accountants rather than listings for the certified public accountants themselves. You can use a localized search engine such as Yahoo Local or Google Local to find certified public accountants in your area. However, this too has its drawbacks. If you use Yahoo Local, you will only receive results that are like yellow page results, an address and phone number. There may or may not be reviews by consumers of the certified public accountants as well, however, which could also help you to make a decision. Google Local, however, also provides you with website links for the certified public accountants when they are available. This allows you to go to the websites of the certified public accountants and gather information about the firm or individual to help you make a decision. Once you have narrowed down your search for certified public accountants to a smaller number of possibilities, you should go to your local Better Business Bureau website or call the Better Business Bureau directly to discover what the rating is for the certified public accountants you found in your search. These ratings will tell you if the certified public accountants have ever had complaints filed against them with the Better Business Bureau. Another source for testing the credibility and ethics of the certified public accountants is to contact your local board of accountancy or similar agency. These agencies are charged with monitoring certified public accountants. They also take complaints and follow up with disciplinary measures against certified public accountants. The Board of Accountancy may also perform periodic audits of the work performed by certified public accountants. This monitoring puts these agencies in the best position to help you make an informed decision when choosing certified public accountants. When in doubt, never work with certified public accountants that have had complaints against them. Do not work with certified public accountants that do not have proper licensing to practice in your locality. You should also avoid certified public accountants that will not meet with you in person, sign contracts, or provide proof of education, licensing, and certification. If you still have trouble finding certified public accountants, select a well-known firm of certified public accountants to handle your affairs. While the fees associated with these certified public accountants may be higher than smaller firms, you will have the peace of mind that you are in good hands of ethical, qualified certified public accountants. How to draft an agreement with your CPA. Utilizing the services of a certified personal accountant, more commonly referred to as a CPA, is very common. There are some things you need to think about when drafting an agreement between you and your CPA. Here are the steps involved in drafting up a legal and proper agreement between you and your CPA that will help you maintain a strong and long-lasting relationship between you and your CPA. Many CPAs require that you have an engagement letter in place. An engagement letter is simply what you and your CPA expect from each other, so that there is no confusion as to what services are expected from the CPA and what is expected from you, the client. Here are some tips to writing a proper engagement letter. In your engagement letter to your CPA, always define your expectation from the CPA and the CPA's firm. This will provide an overall statement from you that your CPA's firm can follow as guidelines that state specifically what you expect and want. Defining what you and your CPA's responsibilities are and what duties you must both perform to make the relationship work is very important to define in your engagement letter. This will provide a definition of what you both need to do to fulfill your obligations to each other, which will help avoid future problems. Defining the fees that you will incur for the services rendered by your CPA is a very important part of the engagement letter. When done right, will eliminate future financial issues. This will safeguard you against rate adjustments from your CPA and will require that your CPA discuss rate issues with you if they choose to increase any costs for any services rendered that are defined in the engagement letter. You must also know that the fees will only cover services specifically referenced to in the engagement letter. So, if you choose to add additional services, it is recommended to draft up a new engagement letter to include these new services and fees. Sometimes your CPA cannot define actual fees, as it may be based upon certain circumstances. For these types of circumstances, discuss in detail why the fees cannot be calculated beforehand. Make sure that if the fees cannot be determined before the services are rendered, that you have in your agreement a maximum that you will have to pay or to set a service budget. This will prohibit any outstanding bills. You may also want to include a clause that states that your CPA will also contact you when your budget has almost been reached. Many times CPAs can use technical language that can become confusing to you. Ask your CPA to use terminology you can understand, and to make the word as non-technical as possible. This will allow you to feel confident in signing the agreement between you and your CPA. An engagement letter is not only terms you and your CPA agree to abide by, but also is a professional agreement that protects you, the client, as well as your CPA. List of accounting careers. Every year, different colleges and universities from all over the world produce graduates with different college degrees. It only means that every year, the unemployment rate increases, and very few newly grads land a job. It is very important to choose the college degree that you're going to take to ensure your professional career in the future. Among the top college courses of degree is accounting. Accounting involves different tasks which include keeping track of income, assets, liabilities, and a lot more. You can learn more about these tasks if you choose an accountancy course. In accounting, you will learn a lot of things like how businesses and companies work. Successful businessmen are accountants one way or another. You see, accounting is essential in businesses. It is a way of evaluating the business situation, whether a company is losing or earning profits. In short, the business language is accounting. All business activities are quantified through accounting, and this is where all business reports are derived and later on communicated to the management level. What career opportunities can you expect if you're a graduate of accountancy? One, public practice. And if you become a CPA, you can do public practice. You can give your services to clients in exchange for an affordable fee. Usually, CPAs work in partnerships, and they offer their services to businesses, governments, and even to individuals. The job responsibilities of an accountant in public practice will usually include auditing, taxation, management advisory services, etc. You can gain a lot of work experience in this field. Two, education and accountancy graduates can also teach after they get their methods of teaching. They can become a researcher, reviewer, and a professor. If you choose this profession, you can learn a lot of things. You can clear out certain accounting issues, conduct research, and then distribute the results. Three, government service, and you can look for job opportunities in the state or federal level. Government accountants are responsible for tracking costs, budgets, and analyzing the various government programs that involves huge amounts. Being a government accountant can give you the chance of improving the conditions of the poor. However, due to political influence, you will experience bureaucratic impediment. If you want to become a government accountant, you have to think twice because the public usually think differently of those in position. But it doesn't really matter what other people think as long as you're doing your work honestly and effectively. Four, commerce and accounting groups are maintained by corporations, whether big or small. The groups of accountants prepare and organize all the financial statements, handle tax issues, track costs, handle international transactions, and a lot more. After years of being a member of the accounting group, you will have your chance of becoming the department head, or you can be promoted as the cost accountant, budget officer, chief accountant, or even the company auditor. The size of the corporation determines the various responsibilities of the accountant. Now you know that by taking up a course in accounting you will be offered a myriad of opportunities in the future. You must be able to choose the right career path. Before making a decision, you have to consider the responsibilities and nature of work of a certain accounting career. Choose the one that you like most and one that you're passionate about. What happened at Enron? Everyone knows at least a little about the Enron story and the devastation it created in the lives of his employees. It's a story that belongs in any discussion of ethical accounting processes and what happens when accounting standards and ethics are discarded for personal greed. Enron began in 1985 selling natural gas to gas companies and businesses. In 1996, energy markets were changed, so that the price of energy could now be decided by competition among energy companies instead of being fixed by government regulations. With this change, Enron began to function more as a middleman than a traditional energy supplier, trading in energy contracts instead of buying and selling natural gas. Enron's rapid growth created excitement among investors and drove the stock price up. As Enron grew, it expanded into other industries such as internet services, and its financial contracts became more complicated. In order to keep growing at this rate, Enron began to borrow money to invest in new projects. However, because this debt would make their earnings look less impressive, Enron began to create partnerships that would allow it to keep debt off of its books. One partnership created by Enron, Choco Investments, named after the Star Wars character Chewbacca, allowed Enron to keep $600 million in debt off of the books it showed to the government and to people who own Enron stock. When this debt did not show up in Enron's reports, it made Enron seem much more successful than it actually was. In December 2000, Enron claimed to have tripled its profits in 2 years. In August 2001, Enron Vice President Sharon Watkins sent an anonymous letter to the CEO of Enron, Kenneth Lay, describing accounting methods that she felt could lead Enron to implode in a wave of accounting scandals. Also in August, CEO Kenneth Lay sent emails to his employees saying that he expected Enron stock prices to go up. Meanwhile, he sold off his own stock in Enron. On October 22, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, announced that Enron was under investigation. On November 8, Enron said that it has overstated earnings for the past 4 years by $586 million, and that it owed over $6 billion in debt by next year. With these announcements, Enron's stock price took a dive. This drop triggered certain agreements with investors that made it necessary for Enron to repay their money immediately. When Enron could not come up with the cash to repay its creditors, it declared for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. What is financial window dressing? Financial managers can do certain things to increase or decrease net income that's recorded in the year. This is called profit smoothing, income smoothing, or just plain old window dressing. This isn't the same as fraud or cooking the books. Most profit smoothing involves pushing some amount of revenue and/or expenses into other years than they would normally be recorded. A common technique for profit smoothing is to delay normal maintenance and repairs. This is referred to as deferred maintenance. Many routine and recurring maintenance costs required for autos, trucks, machines, equipment, and buildings can be delayed or deferred until later. A business that spends a significant amount of money for employee training and development may delay these programs until the next year, so the expense in the current year is lower. A company can cut back on its current year's outlays for market research and product development. A business can ease up on its rules regarding when slow-paying customers are written off to expense as bad debts or uncollectible accounts receivable. The business can put off recording some of its bad debts expense until the next reporting year. A fixed asset that is not being actively used may have very little current or future value to a business. Instead of writing off the undepreciated cost of the impaired asset as a loss in the current year, the business might delay the write-off until the next year. You can see how manipulating the timing of certain expenses can make an impact on net income. This isn't illegal, although companies can go too far in massaging the numbers so that its financial statements are misleading. For the most part though, profit smoothing isn't much more than robbing Peter to pay Paul. Accountants refer to these as compensatory effects. The effects next year offset and cancel out the effects in the current year. Less expense this year is balanced by more expense the next year.